Welcome back, my fellow duplicants, to the Ultimate Automation Challenge. And in the last episode here, we built a little farm over here, a little mealwood action. We also gained a meep in the base, which is awesome. So we're up to 4 duplicants now, which is pretty good. And we also have a little bit of an automated kitchen. Now, there's a couple things that you guys were talking about in the comment sections, and I'm going to try to get to that over here. One of them directly ties into the kitchen down here. You guys are saying, you know, we don't want to leave the food up here, potentially, and have the food go bad. And I was thinking, you know, you're right. I shouldn't have that be that way. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to put a mechanized airlock right here underneath the kitchens. So I'll put that on an automated timer so that during the night, the food will just drop down to the bottom, and then, you know, our automatic auto sweeper here will then sort it out if need be. Oh, here's the other thing that I needed to do. You see how this is not actually emptying? Again, I still don't understand why it doesn't want to empty when I do this, but it is the way it is. So if I go ahead and do that, then that will actually allow that to empty. So I can just deconstruct that and move it on over there. Oh, come on. Do your job, deconstruct. Because you can't get to the food. Quickly, sort it out. There we go, everybody got it. All right, so if I take this, I'll put down a clock sensor wherever I want to put that. Probably close by. I've got no spot for it. There we go. So you can see how that opened up. Okay, I actually want this. And then we slide that till the middle of the night so that if any food is left up there, it'll just drop off. That's actually a really useful way to sort out a lot of different things. So if we're digging up somewhere and we just want to drop all the stuff down and then sort it out, you can do it that way. If you're trying to like feed a hatch or something like that, well, there's other ways of doing that. But the two things that really come to mind there, as far as this system is concerned, is fertilizer and plastic. You know, you can very easily sort that stuff out, or at least drop it down to where you don't need a bunch of auto sweepers. So this stuff still does run. It just runs a little bit slower when you don't have power to it. So no point in doing power there at this point. Wait a minute. What could I do to these terrariums using that same method? You know, I wonder if that's how you could activate and deactivate algae terrariums by just putting a door underneath them. So if I'm producing too much oxygen and I just want it to turn off for a little while, open up some doors. Interesting idea. But we're going to save that one for now. Another recommendation you guys had for me over here in the comments actually came from Kumar, and there were some other people that actually commented on this exact same thing. And that is by using a T-Junction, basically just down and to the left. Actually, Jason posted a picture. So you can see how this is actually working right here. Whoops. And the liquid will then come down and actually go across the bridge first until that is backed up, and then that'll actually go on over to the second spot. So I can do this without actually using the automation sensor, which might save me a little bit of power. So to do that, all I'd need to do is so it looks something like this, so that the pipe goes across this bridge first, and then if so, it'll go across the second one if it's backed up. Basically doing exactly what I'm doing now, but although if I get rid of that, then I should be able to actually just put that bridge right there. And then go across it, which means I can use the exact same technique over here. I don't think I'd want to do that. So you can see here it's backed up, so now it's flowing into the other system. Yeah, it seems to be working pretty good. And also keeping these bottles here at the same priority level also seems to be working, you know, when I end up with something like this up here and I want to get it into the system. I'm not really having a flooding issue over here. It's just, you know, I broke that and it just went down. So it's not flooding. I just have lots of water. Gossman is going to change her job over to a mechatronics engineer. That way, I have somebody that's going to start building up some skills, because what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm digging down so that I can actually get to some crude oil. That way I can get into plastics, because I need a lot of plastics for a lot of this higher end stuff. Also want to keep digging upwards as well, so having an exosuit so I can kind of navigate through some of this territory up here will be very useful. The other thing I should really get into is possibly trying to grow some, you know, a little bit of a ranch. don't do a lot with ranches, but I do have a need for shine bugs, and hatches, you know, actually have a pretty nice refining property to them. So for example, a smooth hatch here can consume, you know, copper ore, gold amalgam, any of these, and actually produce refined metals somehow magically inside of themselves. Not to mention coal is also really useful here. So, and it looks like this right up here is just kind of a natural spot for, I don't know, things to come and reside. So I figure I might as well just go ahead and build my little ranch up here. Airflow tiles, bam, bam. I would probably be a good idea to actually rework the power system a little bit here. Everything's running off of this coal generator, except for this metal refinery, which probably should be powered by the coal generator. But I don't have the world's best power distribution center right now, and this isn't really that great for doing what it needs to do. I don't know. Obviously, there's things I can do and opportunities. Oh, speaking of an opportunity, here, oh my gosh, how did I miss this one? I've got polluted dirt right here that I need to sweep up. I also got this storage compactor. Come on now. And it doesn't look like I have built any spot to actually turn that into fertilizer. I don't like that my dupes are constantly pathing over this. It's my fault for putting it there. Ah, what a punk. All right, we're gonna turn that off for a little bit. No, guys, you could just leave that alone. Just leave it alone. Don't touch it. You don't need it. All right, well, let's keep digging. There's definitely some... I want to get over here to where I can have this chlorine. Once I have some chlorine, I'll be able to actually go down here and really just start working through this slime. I really want to have a chlorine room at some point. That'll be really, really useful. Not to mention, look at the little puffs and stuff. Ah, all right. Oh, and we can auto-harvest that stuff. Ooh, there's a lot of good stuff going on down there. You need to be a cook. Maybe you can be a gopher. This will be good. I wonder if at some point I can actually just take the food and put enough in there to where I just always ship it over here so that you have just the right amount of food for the little mess hall. And that mess hall should probably be just placed up here, actually. Oh well, things to do. You know what? Here we go. Plumbing, bottle emptier. Flip that. Oh, who put a painting there? Oh, yep, that was too low. That's why. Wasn't able to get any of the food out to take it to the micro mushroom. You guys reminded me about that. Make sure you have the allow manual use clicked. Otherwise, it might not work. All right, so I'm having a problem where this is backing up some of my other equipment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this pipe, go over there, and I'll deconstruct this side. Not a big deal. I'll take care of it. If this was a little bit higher up, it might be able to grab it and drop it down. Okay, what next? Well, we're getting a little better idea of what's on over here to the left. Not a whole lot. I mean, just this Dreco, which is a source of plastic, so... Alright, so for my stable, I'm definitely going to need, you know, little feeder stations, that's for sure. And then a way to automatically feed those using an auto sweeper. Actually, if I put that over to the left a little bit, that would be good. So a receptacle and a loader. And then inside of here, no, we're just going to have a hatch. There you go. Let's see how this little hatch is doing. Oh, he's doing pretty good. Hatchling egg, 91%. Stone hatch, it's kind of low. Still a fair bit of wildness inside of it. See, now I really need an incubator for the hatch egg, but... Oh, that's more power. Ooh, I got a couple of them too. Maybe I should set that up before anything else. Choices what to do. I really need power distribution. That's my biggest problem. It's not that I don't have power, it's that I can't keep connecting everything to the same low power wires here. But then how much conductive wire do I have? Not much. I keep playing around with who's doing what around here, so everybody's job keeps changing. But we'll see how this goes. I need more of an artist here in order to bring up the interior decor. It's not quite as good as it could be. Okay, so I see that my dupes are pretty much running a lot of stuff around, so what I should really have, adding to the list of things I should have, is a storage compactor room, where I do a lot of sorting using the automation tools. You know, people can deliver to it or whatever, take it away, but it mostly kind of sorts it for me. So, I think I'll go ahead and put that up down here. And how do I want to do that? I believe if I do something like this, that'll work out pretty good. Then I can put storage compactors here and here on a couple different levels. I'll start small with this and go from there. No, these duplicates, why do you... No, stop doing that. Okay, that's 5. Hang on, that's 3, 4, 5. They kept running back around and over again to deliver to that stupid thing. No, disallow manual use. Well, that was a waste of a cycle. Let's wrangle this guy out. For some odd reason, I didn't wrangle that one up for a long time. Now, I actually like this hatch down here. It's doing a good job of making extra coal for me. What? You changed your mind? I guess you... Oh, fine, meat. Oh, there you go. Come on, meat. Don't let this poor hatch stay here forever. Alright, so I hooked in the metal refinery now to the whole electrical circuit, and that should hopefully allow us to run that quite a bit more so I can get more refined metals in here and really fill out the power system. You can see I'm also moving the mess hall from over here on the right to the left, simply because it's a much shorter run, so my duplicants don't spend all their time going down and then over. You know what I mean? I don't quite have the tubes at the moment, so I can't do any of that. So I'm just going to assign these duplicants, you know, their own little mess tables, and that'll be a good way to go for now. Alright, so for right now I'm adding a little bit of a storage compactor right here. I'm going to store things like iron and whatnot right there so that, you know, as I'm digging it up, I can bring it over here and then just refine it all in one go, hopefully. So this will just be metal, raw metal. Then if I unselect that from everywhere else, then that should make it work out pretty good. Alright, I tell you what, let's just get this stuff built, huh? Aha! Here's what I can do. I was just thinking, how do I kind of save this thing if I wanted to just leave it the way it is? Well, what I can do is I can actually use an automation weight plate. And I can just stick that weight plate right down, I think they might stand there when they go to run it. Which means, power-wise, I can disconnect it right down here. No. There we go. Come on, power. Then if I use a NOT gate, that won't be connected when somebody is standing on it to operate it. So therefore, it'll draw from the battery up here when they walk away. Then it will reconnect and the power will then flow back up into the system. Kind of protecting some of these wires from, you know, drawing too much power and then having some issues. The thing is, I can connect up to 2,770 watts from this from my current setup. So there's like far too much going on here, but it's going to take a little while before I can actually change that over to heavier wires. So let's just go ahead and see if this works. No idea if it will, but it's an idea. Actually, looks like they're standing right there in the middle. I'm also changing this pipe here to insulated because it looks like I'm getting a little bit of heat soak coming off of the liquid pipes and whatnot. Probably should have been that way from the beginning, but whatever. Let's see what happens. Aha! So Gossman is standing on this unit right now, and therefore the amount of power that's being pulled through my current loop is only 10 watts. However, I'm drawing quite a bit more over here because it's 1200. And it's running, and it's running, and it's running, and then when she steps away... 5,000! Whoa. Well, it charged right back up, and now it was actually like 600. Okay, so I actually need more capacity up here because that's not enough. I want to see if that actually does save my wires, though. That's kind of a weird thing. I never tried that. I'll just deconstruct the manual generator real quick, and we can replace it with another big battery. Here, let's see if anything becomes damaged. It's running, steps off of it. No, I don't see any damaged wires. Ha! That might just work. Oh, but if I hook up 2 batteries, that might just blow it up. Hang on. 600 is what's running from the generator. I don't know. Let's double up the capacity, see if that works. It's a lot of heat right there. Not a big fan of that, but oh boy. Oh no, somebody left something right on the button. Pick it off. Yeah, that seems to be working pretty good. I like it. Now, I am getting a lot of mixed gases down here. This game always sounds like it's farting, just like... Alright. Focusing. Okay, so one thing I'm getting down here is a lot of mixed gases. We have carbon dioxide, we have chlorine, polluted oxygen, and oxygen. There's actually one post that you guys left me over here. So this was from Jason G. He was talking about using a low-power gas filter with the same idea of sort of that recirculating restroom sort of thing, where we were using the bridge to, you know, be the first path of liquid, and then if it backed up, it went the other direction. Same thing is applying here to gas. You can see how that's working right there. The gas flows in, and then if it hits the sensor and that sensor is on, then it flows up into a compressor. Now, who made a mess and why? Oh, come on. Why? Did you get locked in or something like that, or what? Oh, well, that's where you disable one and enable another. So I had a little bit of a problem here. I forgot that I had disconnected the water sieve up here. So it was never running this whole time for like the last 10 cycles. Or shall I say, it might have been running, but it's run out of sand here recently. It's because I never hooked up the auto sweeper. So I need to have a receptacle there so I can deliver to it. And then I will convey from down here where I can store my sand up to that location. Now here's where things get interesting. So how do I sort this out? I have, I think, about 6 different options that I can ship out of this area. Because I have a loader, so I'll build one of those. And this is going to be sand. Oops, it's kind of high priority. I don't have enough metal. You know, this power system up here seems to be working pretty good. Metal refinery's running a lot. I'm getting a lot of nice refined stuff, and I'm not blowing up a lot of wires, which is good. There's one that's been a little bit damaged back here for a while, but it seems to be kind of maintaining itself. It's not like going bad. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff plugged into this. See how much conductive wire I have now. Ooh, quite a bit. This base is going to take a lot of wiring, that's for sure. Not enough. I'm getting a lot of work done, that's for sure. But it's kind of boring stuff, not like, you know, a new system or something like that. It's just a bunch of wires and conveyors at this point. Oh, yeah. I also need to ship coal from up here. Okay. Another thing I need to get set up is get this auto sweeper finally built so that the coal that I'm getting out of here will actually get shipped back down to my coal generator. I now have 3 hatches up there. So my goal is to have this area down here filled with enough chlorine that pretty much anything I put in there will end up nice and germ-free. It might take a little bit to get there, but that's what I'm hoping to at least achieve with this room. And I can ship stuff to it, and that'll get sorted into, you know, whatever I got going on here, so slime can find its way in there. And then I can ship out using the loader. Or in this case, loaders. Many of them. So my chef, Nicola, is now going to switch back over to digging because I need to dig up a lot more iron ore in order to make this happen. Oh, look at him go. He's so good at this. Ooh, there's another hatch. Wrangle. You can see the temperature of this water is actually starting to go up a little bit. Obviously, we know why, the metal refinery. And it's not going someplace where it's getting destroyed. Ah! Liquid problems. Alright, get rid of this stupid bridge. There we go. I need to make sure that they keep using the lavatory instead of the outhouses because it's so much, you know, I get more benefit out of it. But I'm going to have to take this metal refinery, and next time I'm going to have to feed it to a hydrogen system. So I'll be able to use an electrolyzer that'll probably feed something like exosuits or something like that. So then my diggers and whatnot can jump into exosuits and go off and explore. And I can also get a little bit of power out of that system as well. However, that will have to be in the next episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this little episode here of Oxygen Not Included. If I've earned your subscription, then thank you so much for that. I'll see you again next time. Stay awesome, guys. Peace. Brothgar out.